Hey, you guys, welcome to Regardless. I am so excited to have you here. Regardless is the go-to hub for tips and tools to keep you going, babe, reminding you that you've got this. Mom,
yes,
being the most amazing, sweet woman that you are driving back down to LA with me to grab my stuff. I never thought in a million years that this would freaking happen. Like, if someone told me months ago that, like, literally all of LA would basically be on fire, like, I would not believe them.
Right. Yeah, the massive aspects of that LA that you're accustomed to, that you frequent,
Yep.
that are part of your day in, day out living. And also just knowing the community, like your friends, your colleagues, family friends, you know, people, like, that's just the most heart-wrenching thing, is to know that you're completely helpless and powerless to a certain degree. And yet, I think, oddly enough, kind of all being in it together.
Yeah. The last few months for me have been freaking hell. Laid off. My boyfriend and I broke up. Then
the political environment.
Oh my God, the political environment. Literally all of LA being lit on fire, and my friends and family losing their homes, and me going back and now getting a phone call from my landlord saying that our lease is going to be up. Like,
well, because he
knew?
needs the place now.
I know.
Because he lost his home. So he and his family are homeless, basically, and staying in Airbnbs.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, they're very fortunate that they do have their
and as they should,
right?
and as they should.
Right. Fortunately, that means you and your roommates will eventually need to look for a new place, all of you, and just kind of stand on your 2 feet and put your heads together and figure out what's next.
Yeah, LA will, like, never be the same.
Well, it's going to take some time. A lot of wounds that need healing.
Yeah.
And people coming together. There's so many intelligent, wonderful, loving, people in the city that everyone will come together. Not everybody's going to hightail it out of LA. A lot of people will, but a lot of people, this is their home.
Yeah.
This is where their roots are. This is where their livelihood is. This is where their business, their family, their kids.
Hello?
I just left you a message. It's Jenny
Oh,
Lee.
Jenny Lee, how are you? Holy fuck. Okay. So, Mom, what's the game plan?
Game plan, bring the luggage. Do you have the bags? I gotta pee.
I gotta pee too. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, freezing.
What do you think you want to bring?
Like everything. I just feel so sad.
I know, baby. I'm sorry. I know, baby. I'll just put stuff out.
Mom, we're doing it.
Yep.
Regardless. Start, like, getting my
Yeah,
shoes.
just take that.
Best apartment ever. I love you. I love you, room. Hang in there, okay, babe? We'll be back. We'll be back. Hopefully. Regardless, we're safe, we're healthy, we're alive, we're together. Regardless.
See if on this drive home, if you can kind of go, okay, I feel grateful that I got the things that were stressing me out that I didn't have.
And, like, that's a privilege that I even get to go back and, like, first of all, God forbid something did happen to my apartment, even just to have that closure with it, to be like, this might be my last time seeing you.
And I do feel, all in all, it helped me to go back and see how things were there.
Yeah.
And granted, we didn't see the flames. Granted, we weren't near Topanga. Granted, we weren't you know, right in the line of fire and the site of the devastation. So it felt really odd.
Like, I know the fact that I was even able to, like, us to go back together and, like, to grab the stuff that we need. Like, the people who literally lost everything didn't get that privilege. Like, it's absolutely devastating.
Can't even, you know, can't imagine.
Well, I think I'm just feeling lots of, like, emotions right now. I think my heart is breaking for, like, all of the friends and family that I know, and friends, family who've lost everything. So, like, my heart is hurting for them deeply. And then, like, also kind of, like, grieving and mourning, like kind of future tripping in a way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of, like, what is LA going to be like? And, like, the fact that I even, like, don't have to, like, grieve losing a home or valuables or things, that is a privilege in itself with all of this. But I was also, like, I think I'm also feeling very stressed and fearful and anxious about, like, my sense of, like, reality with work, with also still healing a broken heart, and just, like, even driving and, like, having flashbacks of, like, oh, I'm gonna drive over to my boyfriend's house, and it being like, that's no longer a thing. And then with all of this happening, it makes it, like, a million times more real and worse.
Yeah, I think that's where
it's freaking hard.
That's probably where the tenderness of your heart right now feels extra sensitive.
Yeah.
You went back after Christmas and it was the start of the new year. You know, there are times during the holiday that were really hard and brutal, and you worked through so much on multiple levels for yourself that you're like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do this. And it was good. Like,
and I felt
honestly,
so, like, the first couple of days of, like, 2025 was actually, it was incredible. And I felt like I had so much momentum, I had so much strength, like, the universe was sending me great signs, like, I was having great meetings, like, everything was going awesome, and I was super jazzed and energetic to, like, begin this new year. And, like, you know, kind of reaping the benefits of a lot of, like, the healing work that I was doing. And, like, I had plans with, like work meetings and shit. And then all of a sudden,
oh, you were, like,
I was doing well. I was doing
busy,
really so busy.
And yeah, I know.
And then this happens, and it's like, oh my God. And then it just feels like it's fucking COVID again, but, like, worse. Like, I this is, like, probably worse.
Oh, completely. I mean, they're both a sense of groundlessness and so much uncertainty, and very much triggers fear-based thinking.
Yeah.
And that's really tough to be in a fear-based thinking, because it's really hard to get a hold of those thoughts and re-ground yourself and get present and realize, okay, I gotta get my head right, because I have to trust and have faith that I'm gonna be okay. And I think that's what, honestly, Skylar, just for me to put my eyes on LA right now, I do have that faith. Everything is going to work itself out. But I know it is another rug pulled out from under you. And I do think, like, coming from losing your job, facing the political disarray, going through a breakup, managing the fear of, like, what's going on with our city burning, then all of a sudden realizing so many people who we love and care about are losing their homes, and then going, oh my God, I have to leave, you know, I have to evacuate, and really only having your passport,
my podcast
stuff,
camera,
your cameras, your computer,
that's it,
you know, and just going,
toothbrush,
and a few clothes. I gotta get out of here and coming home,
and then figuring out that my landlord lost his home.
Yes.
And now I have to, you know,
now
I'm
you're
going to be
homeless.
losing my home. So
so then it throws you a bit more in the space of like urgency.
Yeah.
And that's, again, tough.
Fear.
The sky is, like you mentioned, COVID, and we mentioned all the things that have transpired. I hope you can pause from time to time and go, whoa, like, how have I gotten through all of that? What does that say about, regardless of what I'm facing, it's going to suck, right? It's going to hurt. It's going to be so difficult. And how the frick did I get through all that? You know, we have to remember as humans, we're strong.
Yeah.
You know, we have the capability, and, you know, as I heard CJ mentioning, that he was saying, you know, LA gets such a bad rap, that people get a bad rap. People think that majority of individuals in Los Angeles are these rich, celebrity, wealthy. Yeah, that exists, but that is certainly not the majority.
Fact.
And I think this is going to be a testament to see that LA strong piece that, in California, for that matter, I mean, look at all the supplies that the National Guard had just sitting on the street.
Insane. I am looking forward to like getting back in a way and getting my hands dirty and just emotionally supporting my friends, family members, like the city, like this. I don't know if I've like learned anything about myself. It's just like, I love what you told me in the car yesterday, is that like in order for us to grow, in order for flowers to grow, like,
what do they grow?
What do they grow in? And it's literally manure, like shit.
Right.
And so we have to go through moments like this in order to grow, to rise, to evolve, and like
learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I think that this is kind of, Skylar, the foundation and basis of being able to know that regardless, your platform is really about providing this community, that you can give this space and opportunity, people come together and
to speak. I think to speak, to like voice, to vocalize, to like process, and like to feel like you're held through that. Like, I really want people to know that, like, I want people to experience the same sort of like emotional privilege that I've experienced with like having a family like you guys, and even with my friends, like the conversations that we have are so healing. And like, you know, I don't own like a CPG brand, so I can't give out free food, but like I can give out the mic, I can give out a hug, I can give out a conversation, I can give out like regardless,
tools.
It's going to be okay. Like, we've got each other.
What what are people individually suffering from? Well, we'll be there to support
you.
We can find the answers, and or, you know, to be honest, years of my experience in working with people in severe conditions with massive pain, emotional trauma, you know, that's as you have known, Skylar, are partnering on this on parts of the platform is because I want to bring my experience, strength, and hope, and resources, and wisdom, and tools. It's like, use me for that.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise it's not like it goes to waste, but it's like, that's what it's there for, right?
If I've learned anything over the past like couple of months, it's been like literally community, and at the end of the day, that's literally all we have. Regardless, we have each other, and that to me is the most important thing right now.
I've been right front and center to observe not only you going through this, but your close community of friends, your circle of friends, and being able to have a place for them to come down, that they feel welcomed and it's safe. And I've been able to see you interact with this, you know, these groups of women who are so beautiful. So remind yourself, Skylar, you don't have to be the sole conduit and charger for everyone. You've got amazing people in your life that I'm flipping blown away by.
It's insane. Community. I mean, like, even like, you know, I'm like financially like not stable right now. And like Sarah and I were walking, and like she's like, she bought me a coffee, and I just been feeling awkward about it because
It's hard to receive.
it's just really hard. And she's like, stop it, let me take care of you. Like, these are the times in your life that like you rely on your girlfriends for. And she goes, if it means me buying you a coffee, if it means you wanting a lip gloss that you've been dying to try but you don't have, she's like, text me. She goes, I will Venmo you.
If it means
Like,
taking her car to go get all your stuff.
exactly. If it means I'm literally in her car right now.
Because it's an SUV and it's like big enough to, thank God, fit the things in you wanted to.
Like, to Sage calling us right now and being like, Sky, I need you to take a solo night to journal,
Yes.
to meditate. Like,
Yeah.
I want every single person out there to know that they have that same sort of support from regardless. And so that is why I'm opening these conversations up to you guys, because you are not alone. Like, regardless of how these fires have impacted you, you have us.
Yeah.
We're in this together, and I'm so called to and inspired to like get my hands dirty emotionally to like come back and be your SWAT team. Like,
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah.
To go through these shitty ass moments to realize what you have.
Like, massively puts things into perspective
Yeah.
in a really fast way. I think this is something that I wrestle with, is how can there be a sustainability to it? That's the hard part, is how do you sustain the gratitude? How do you sustain the perception of fragility in life and how
Yep.
precious things are? I mean, I've wrestled with that for years.
We love you. We're gonna get through this. I promise. Love you guys. New episodes drop every Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.